Hello everyone! Today is a good day to have a good day. So we're gonna have a good day together and paint on some wood. Let me tell you about this stuff, okay? This came from a family member who got it from a friend who got it from a spouse's woodworking place. And these, solid wood, these are just scraps from their woodworking place. I'm pretty sure that's where they came from, to my understanding, but I could be wrong. Anyway, I'm painting on them. Let's just say it's gonna be fun. We have a bunch of them and I love upcycling stuff like this into paintings. And I also love painting on wood. So the fact that this is really good quality wood is awesome. So we're gonna prep the surface with our lovely gesso. This stuff here is a game changer. Sometimes I use it and sometimes I just paint on raw wood, depending on my mood. But we're gonna use this and it's gonna be a good time. I did just reorganize my studio a little bit, so I need to find my good brushes. What did I do with them? My brushes are so crusty right now. Yeah, bad habits are hard to knock. We need sandpaper. I'm just gonna tear a little chunk off. We won't need much. Do you see the edges here? They just need sanded. It's not a big deal. Luckily, the surface on all of these is like baby butt smooth. Okay, we have our gesso at the ready. We have all our wood. Let's prep some surfaces and then have some good old fun. I think this will be a really fun time together, just creating some art. I think realistically, we'll probably paint 2 of these, and then if you want this to be a little series, let me know and I'll paint the others.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go.
So the gesso is down, everything is drying, and I think while that happens, we're gonna go outside and look for some good old inspiration.
I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm.
All right, now that we got some good old inspiration from the great outdoors, let's prep these wood pieces. The gesso is dry, so I'm just going in with some burnt sienna and doing an underlayer. This will help me judge color later and just serve as a nice warm underpainting. So you can see here, I'm doing 2 of these, and now let's prep our palette. Let's actually dive into the paintings. Now, because I just walked through a park that had tons of flowers, you might be thinking that I'm probably going to paint flowers in this video, and surprise, I'm not. I don't know why, but when I walked through all that stuff, that is not what came to my mind. I got inspired by other things, so this will be a fun surprise, especially the next painting. So for this painting here, I was really just inspired by the sky. The weather was so beautiful and I just could not stop thinking about clouds and sunsets and whimsical brush strokes. So I sort of decided to apply all of that to this painting and do a loose, styled, carefree sort of sunset with clouds. I really enjoyed this because, you know, I wanted to play around with blues and pinks. And I think this sort of painting really allowed me to do that. It was really fun also because I didn't try to like overblend. I just went with it and did some playful things. And I really liked the way that it turned out. Now I wanted to add a lot of contrast to this, so I did include some trees at the bottom. And I actually took this photo about a year ago when we were driving, I believe. So there's technically a road, but I didn't paint the road, so yeah. I thought it was really fun though. It's just fun to try new things sometimes, and for me, lately loosening up my brush strokes and not getting caught up on all the little details has been so transformative for my art journey. It's allowed me to confront things with less fear and just go for it. So I'm really excited for some stuff that will be coming soon. I think this was a nice warm up to some bigger things. Here's the finished painting, and I hope you liked it. All right, let's start the next painting, and then I'll tell you what's going on in a minute. This one might take you by surprise. We'll see. Hello, it's a new day. We have our tea, we have our paints, and we're gonna finish the final painting of the video. So this is where we stopped last week. I painted the edges off camera, and then there's this royal blue color on top. So I actually gave you a subtle hint as to what we're doing when I was sipping my tea. So we're actually gonna be doing like a vintagey folk art, whimsical sort of teapot. And I'm so excited for this. By the way, I'm gonna be listing these original paintings that I'm doing in this video in my shop. So if you want them, you can go to mirabyler.com. I also released like a lot of new stickers and stuff. I just always forget to talk about it on here. So yeah, if you want to check out all my new stuff, I'm really excited about it, and it's been fun shipping it out. Anyway, back to the painting. So if you are somebody who's been with my channel for a couple years, this might take you way back to some stuff that I used to paint. Now, for those of you who are new, let me tell you what I'm talking about. I went through this phase where I was literally obsessed with gouache paint. Like, I used it all the time. Most of my videos were centered around gouache. And I went into this like funky painting phase that was very different from what I had done in the past. And it was folk art. So what I would do is I would pick like an object, like this teapot here that I'm painting. Actually, I'm pretty sure I did paint teacups and teapots back then too. But I would also do stuff like moths and greenhouses and just all sorts of stuff, even like animals with clothes on and stuff. And every now and then I dip back into it because it's so fun and I really enjoy folk art. Now, I think the reason why I enjoy folk art is because I can take these botanical patterns and fill an object with them. But at the same time, you limit your color palette and you take away the shading. And it just creates such a cool effect. And I have not done this in such a long time. So when I walked through that park, I was really expecting to leave and come home and paint flowers on both of these pieces of wood. But for some reason, my mind just went entirely elsewhere. And here I am painting this teapot and going back to some folk art with acrylic gouache. Side note, I also had this really cool ultramarine blue color, which is what we used on the background. And I've literally been dying to use that as a painting background for so long. So it feels so good to finally be able to do it. And I don't know, at this point I did kind of stress out a little bit over my color choices. I was just like, did I choose the wrong colors? I don't know. But this here, what you're looking at, is my awkward stage. We're about halfway done with the teapot. And this is, the part where I usually second guess myself. But I think those stages of paintings are very good. They help us grow as artists, and they help us to learn how to critique ourselves. And I highly encourage you to embrace that. It's good. A lot of people don't like the awkward stage of paintings. I'm right there with you, but man, when you get through it, it is so rewarding. So I thought about leaving this blue background empty, but for some reason, after I finished that teapot, I just looked at this painting for about 10 minutes and was like, it needs something. So what can we do? And I decided to take that yellow ochre color and create the same leaves on the teapot, but in the yellow color. And I feel like that really helped the teapot stand out because I outlined it with that yellow ochre, and that was when I second guessed myself. But now that this line art is in the background, I feel like it helped so much. Anyway, this is how it turned out. I hope you like it. It was really fun to paint this one. And as I said, it took me back, to my old roots. It was really fun. All right, this was so fun. Like, honestly, I really enjoyed just using scraps of wood to create really fun artwork. So this is the piece we painted last week, which for you was probably like 4 or 5 minutes ago. But I really enjoyed this. It was fun just doing big carefree brush strokes for all these clouds. I also did the edges pink to match the clouds in the sunset, and I thought that was a really fun way to dress it up. And then this piece here, I actually sort of second guessed myself a little bit going into it because I was like, man, did I choose the wrong color scheme? This seemed so cool in my mind. And yeah, we just had to get through the awkward stages. It was all good. I'm really happy with it now. And again, I took that yellow ochre color that was in the painting to do the sides. And I just thought that was really fun. Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic day. And I will see you next week in another video. Bye.